So how can you turn your business into a family legacy? This has been a contradiction by many different people, and then very many financial advisors really speak ill about it. And many people have tried to emphasize the point that it's not so essential to build a legacy based on the family, or build a business and then you involve in a family or whatever. But I could say that it just depends on how it is done and how you're passing on this. At times we are mistaken that we don't even involve the family at the start, but we expect them to take over the business when we try to decide to retire or decide to get out of it. But I could say that with a proper way or a proper method, you could involve and educate these people, right? So as the business can really turn into a legacy that can be taken and succeeded for generations and generations. Let me say 3, 4 generations and 5 plus, like that. So here, what will you educate and what will you emphasize on when you're involving your family members into our business? So I would say that maybe I learned of 3 principles that many people that have been successful at this have tried to use. And the number one principle is trying to teach or educate the family members on intellectual ability or intellectual development, and this way you try to emphasize education and learning within the family. And with more learning, you try to get an open mind, and then you try to develop several ideas with different ways, and it also helps in decision making, in a way that you're able to make good decisions when you have the knowledge, you have the information. So with that, it's so hard for someone to make a decision when someone has no knowledge about what they're supposed to decide on. But it's so easier for someone to make a good move or a great decision if at all they have prior knowledge and they try to learn all these things at once. So the principle number 2 is trying to teach these people emotional aspects of finance. And this one is so critical and so essential, in a way that a majority of us, we make financial decisions basing on our emotions. And it's natural. I can't say that maybe some people might not be having it, but I believe those people that don't have it, or that don't use their emotions to manage their money or manage their finances, are those people that have just tried to adopt to it and then try to push the other way, and then grab into a form of proper financial decisions without, that's not based on emotions. But a majority of us, we make decisions based on emotions. But with this education, or with this principle that you're trying to pass on, you try to teach them at least to minimize and limit that, in a way that you try to teach them when to give, when to take a risk, and when to fall back, relax, and then wait for another opportunity to come. Because at times we can fall or go for risks that are really risky, as the name says, that are higher risk or very high risk. That, yeah, very high risks are always the earning if at all you succeed, but taking several risks of the kind, it can lead to perishing, and everything that you had planned earlier or everything that you had stated, it just goes back to blanks, just like betting. So the odds of winning are, let me say, 20 to 80. Your chances of winning are 20%, but the chances of the other losing is 80%. So in such a risk, I could say that maybe it's not so much essential for someone to go into it, or take a risk. So you try to emphasize all these things: when to give, when to take risks, when to make some certain expenditures, when to buy what, and when all the things, you try to cover them at once. And then principle number 3 here, you try to teach social skills and networking. And here we have seen that a majority of people, not one, not two, but a number of people have tried to, have succeeded as a result of the connections or the networks that they have. As just as the law of affection that was emphasized maybe in the Millionaire First Lane book, we can say that the number of people that you affect or the number of people that you influence, and that's the network. The network that you have is your net worth actually defines your net worth. If at all you influence millions of people, then you'll be a billionaire. If you influence billions of people, chances are that you'll be a billionaire. And if you influence 10, 20 people, that will be your net worth still. So with the network, it helps you diversify, it helps you, enhance and expand your your assets and then your business in different ways, and also help you in your luck in a way that these people, all the connections that you'll be having, though you'll be able to be mentioned in a room full of opportunities. Your name will appear there, and that in one way or the other you will appear lucky just because you have a friend or you have friends that really are so much connected to you, and then they wish you the best. Yeah, so those are the three main principles that I could literally think of, and maybe if at all you have others, you can try to drop them in the comments, and then please, if you find value in this video, consider giving it a like, so as by that you'll be supporting it and supporting this channel to grow. Yeah, if you're a new member here, please consider subscribing to the channel, and see you next time in the next videos. Bye. Yep.